Daniel had always wanted to be a man after God's heart, but deep inside, he was quietly drowning in a secret battle, a war with lust that followed him everywhere. It began as a curious glance and a small compromise, but soon those moments chained him in patterns he could not break. Every time he fell, shame wrapped around his heart like a heavy chain, and though he promised God over and over that he would never do it again, the cycle continued. He sat in church while his mind was restless, worshipped with his lips while guilt screamed in his chest, and smiled in front of others while feeling like a hypocrite inside. One night, after another heartbreaking failure, Daniel collapsed on his bedroom floor, weeping in desperation. "Jesus, I can't do this. I've tried. I've failed. I'm not strong enough." In that moment of raw honesty, a quiet voice stirred his heart. "You were never meant to fight this alone." For the first time, Daniel realized he had been trying to defeat lust in his own strength, thinking God was waiting for him to fix himself first. But Jesus had already paid for his freedom, and the battle was never his to carry alone. From that day forward, Daniel changed his life not by trying to fight harder, but by falling deeper in love with Jesus. He started his mornings with worship, filled his heart with scripture to feed his starving soul, and deleted the hidden apps not out of fear, but because he cherished his freedom. He confessed everything to a close friend, choosing accountability over secrecy. And when temptation came, he didn't fight it by arguing with it. He ran straight to the feet of Jesus in prayer. The only way to defeat lust, Daniel learned, is not by focusing on what you're fighting against, but by focusing on who you're running to. It wasn't an instant victory. Some days were harder than others, but slowly, the grip of lust loosened as his love for Christ deepened. Lust didn't vanish overnight, but it lost its power over him as his desires shifted toward purity and joy in Jesus. He built his life around things that strengthened his spirit: godly friendships, honest conversations, serving others, and prayer-filled mornings. He even began leading a small group for young men secretly battling the same chains he once carried, sharing his story not as a perfect man, but as one who had been set free by grace. He would look them in the eyes and say, "You don't defeat lust by trying to be stronger. You defeat lust by falling in love with the only one who is stronger than your sin." Freedom is not the absence of temptation. Freedom is when temptation no longer controls you because your heart is captured by something greater. And he would always remind them of the powerful truth in Galatians 5:1. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery. Daniel no longer walked as a slave. He walked as a son, free. And that same freedom is waiting for all who choose to surrender, to fight not with their fists, but with their faith. The battle against lust was never ours to fight alone. True freedom comes when we stop relying on our own strength and fully trust in Jesus, who has already paid the price for our freedom. When we walk with him daily, he gives us the power to overcome and live a new life. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more life-changing Bible stories and inspiring lessons that will help you grow in faith and face life's challenges with courage.